Buying a new home can be sometimes pretty overwhelming, so why not get help from an expert? Our next guest is here to tell us if the perks of having an agent while making the major commitment works out in the end.
Please welcome back Christine Lee, nationally known real estate expert, radio show host, and she is working with HGTV, everybody's favorite show. Tell us a little bit about being on HGTV and what it's like working with them and how that really helps you give your wonderful advice out to the viewers.
Number one, such a great opportunity to be on national TV, and everybody watches House Hunters, and there's a new show coming into town. Share your story with the world, and it's a great memorabilia. You know, it's going to last you literally a lifetime, and you get to document your whole experience and have something that's a great keepsake.
So people can reach out to you directly if they want to be on one of these shows HGTV is doing when they come to town. How do they do that?
They can go to homebuyersontv.com.
Okay. In the meantime, let's talk about the top 5 reasons you have and why it's so important to have an agent when buying a new home. What's first up? It's a good one.
It's free. So that pretty much solves all your problems because I think that's going to fit pretty much everybody's budget. So it just makes sense to have somebody who has multiple times your experience helping you make these important decisions in what's literally your largest single asset. You're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, so why wouldn't you? For free.
And talk about some of the things that a realtor can tell you that you may not know, like great deals that are going on around, something that wouldn't be on your radar.
Yeah, so you definitely don't want to miss out on the deals. And as a new construction expert, you're going to have somebody who's day in and day out keeping in touch with these side agents, these communities, the specials. And so even when something comes off the market and you get these little last minute deals, you know, the agents are going to be the ones who know about it first. And because the side agents are reaching out to us all the time.
And I'm sure a lot of people don't have time, if they're working other jobs, to be able to afford a new house, to go in and look at all these listings day after day. So to go to somebody such as yourself, then you can do all the hard work for us.
Exactly, and it's free.
And back to the original point 1. When all else fails, go back to point 1. It's free. Okay, point 3, you say don't get pigeonholed.
Yes. So love side agents. There's excellent ones out there, but here's the thing. They are trained for one thing, which is to sell that builder and or that community. So when you go into a new construction model home, it's beautiful, you know, you're kind of in the mood, you want to say, okay, yes, where do I sign? But you're not getting all your options. And when you have a new construction expert who's well versed in all the communities, all the different product lines, then you can really get best expert advice on what you really want and need, not kind of what you're emotionally kind of tapped into for that one, you know, model home.
Sure. One of the things I love when I watch HGTV is the negotiation part. I always learn something, how people feel emotionally invested, they want too much.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm terrible. That's terrible.
So working with someone like you, the negotiation, you guide them through that process.
Absolutely, and if you think about it, in other industries, top negotiators get paid tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars because it matters that much. So why not have a new construction expert who's been through this process so many times before and can help you negotiate the best terms, the best contracts, so you can be stress-free, hassle-free, and save money.
And you don't have an emotional attachment to the home unlike we do, because I remember when we were looking for a home way back when, of course, I was like, I gotta have that one, we gotta have it. And of course, you know, that doesn't always put you in the best negotiating stance, you know, if you're so committed to it.
And I love when they say, you know, that offer may insult the seller.
Does that bother you?
Right, but the realtor knows how important it is not to insult the person you want to buy the home from. So I feel I love that part of let's navigate this and be respectful to both parties. That's what I love when I watch
have somebody else do it for you.
See, you're like, I don't care.
I don't care.
That's why you have someone like Christine.
I'm only paying next. Okay, another reason why you say it's important to have a realtor: protection against costly mistakes.
Yes, so a normal transaction has over 100 different pieces moving around. New construction has multiple times that. So why not have a new construction expert that is familiar with the process and can look out for your best interest and kind of dot the I's, cross the T's. And, you know, kind of as case in point, our client saved $7,000 just based on negotiations and diligence in this process. And, you know, that's not chump change. That's a big deal for most people.
And I'm going to assume because you're wearing your construction hat, that means you are around new construction all the time. And so if somebody needs that guidance, you know what's out there. So if they can tell you what they're looking for, you automatically can say, you know what, already I'm aware of what's out there.
Exactly. And, you know, we helped a client who said, you know what, I was told that I cannot get into this community or neighborhood. And after going through the consultation process, we're like, you know what, actually, that's not correct. You can get this, this, and this. And lo and behold, they got into that community. And if they had not talked to us, they would have missed out on it altogether.
See, so it's important to do your research and to find an expert to help you guide you through the process.
Absolutely.
Here's what I want to know. How did you find a helmet to match your dress perfectly?
You know what? When you have a great team and you say, I want a yellow hat, they get one for you.
They do. See, she can do just about anything, and she can get a hat to match her dress. Okay.
Shout out to my team.
One last quick question. Some people are a little afraid to get into new construction because they think, oh, we got all these decisions to make and all this hassle. Any advice you can give to them?
Yeah, go to
new
her.
construction versus, but the process itself of once you decide, oh, do you want to buy new construction? I hear a lot of that. People don't want to take that on.
Yes, and you know what? It does go back to having an expert. So when they guide you through the process, then you know what's next. I think the biggest kind of anxiety comes from not knowing, you know, the different pieces. But when you have confidence in an expert and they're like, you know what, they got this, then you have this peace of mind, this calmness, and you're like, you know, I'm taken care of. It's like, you know you're going to a good doctor. You know, if they're excellent, then you're like, okay, they're going to take care of me. If they seem like they're in shambles, you're like, oh my gosh, what's coming next?
Right. Well, thanks, Christine Lee, for being here. We appreciate it. And thanks so much to Patton and Lee of Keller Williams Jacksonville Realty for coming on, of course, and sponsoring this segment.
And finding her that great hat. For more
Awesome.
information on hottest tips when buying new construction, visit www.newconstructionexperts.com, or you can call 904-280-3000 for more information, and all that's on your screen as well.